Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am a graduate student at the University of Cincinnati, and today I'm going to be sharing with you how to prepare for your F-1 visa interview. As I mentioned in my previous video, it requires a lot of things. Now the first thing to do is to get your I-20 from your school. Now the school is supposed to provide you with an I-20 that you can use to apply for your US visa interview. Once you've gotten the I-20 from the school, which looks like one-page document that has the course you are offering, how long it's going to take, and then below you have the school signature and then your signature below. So that's how the I-20 looks like. Now the interview cost about $160. Once you pay for the interview, you need to keep the receipt, and also you have to pay a service fee, which is SEVIS. Once you pay the service fee, you need to take the form along with you to your visa interview. Once you've paid, you go onto the website, and the website is usembassy.org. You go onto the website and then you answer a series of questions, but you need to take note that you have to click on the non-immigrants section. So when you click on the non-immigrant section, you see the students. Then it takes you to a page called the apply for a US visa page. Now you have to log in. You create an account and then you log in. Then you follow all the steps, answer all the questions, but please, you need to be very careful whilst answering the question, because this is what is going to be used to kind of check if you are saying the truth or not. So you need to be able to be as honest as possible with your answer while you are filling that, and make sure that the answer is true and consistent. So once you finish answering the questions, you would have to select a date that you want to go for the interview. Now selecting the dates can be difficult, like it's very daunting, because so many people are trying to get a date, other students are also trying to get a date. So because of that, it can be a lot of pressure to get a very good date that works for you, taking in mind that you need to get to school at a certain date. So please make sure that you are on the page checking for available dates so that you can find one which is very suitable for you. So once you find a date, what I did was to share my login with a friend for him to help me whilst I was at work and I couldn't really be on the page all the time. So find someone you can trust, and then you share your login so they can help you with finding the page. The date. Now you have up to like about 30 days when you register. You have about 30 days to be able to change your date. So what you need to do is to take the most available date closer to your date of the dates that you want to go for the interview, bearing in mind that you need to prepare to travel. So find the most available date, pick the date, then you can keep changing it. That's it. But then if you don't pick, someone else will pick it. So just pick a date and you can keep changing it, but make sure that you are there are some off-peak times that you can go on the page, and then you can get very good so sometimes people said 5 a.m., some people said 3 a.m., some people said 10 a.m. in the morning, at other times 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So you need to just gauge it. Over time, some people have built this thing of knowing when the best time is to book. But then just give your best in this. So once you get your date for the interview, you need to start preparing. You need to take a couple of documents with you when you are going to the interview. Now for Ghanaians, the embassy is located at cantonments, so the former Lord of the Wings, right? Yeah, so cantonments, just when you get to Circle, you find a loading taxi that takes you to the US embassy. So you do that, and then so for me, when I was going for my interview, I actually went with my mother, because you'd have to let someone carry your items. You can take your digital watch in there, you can take laptop, all these type of devices, your phone, you can't take it in there, so you need someone to keep it for you. But then there are some guys at the embassy area that keep your stuff for you, but then I think the price they charge is ridiculous. I think about 10 cities or 20 cities. So if you don't want that, you can just go with someone you love, someone you trust, and you'll be fine. So when you are going, you need to prepare a couple of documents that I've written here. You need to take the confirmation page, so that page that states the dates. So after you finally pick the date, but what I'll say is don't wait till you finally have a date. You can keep printing out a date. You can keep printing the page whilst you are looking for a new date, just in case you are not able to what is it called, find a better date. I hope not. But then when you finally decided that okay, this date works for you, print out that page and then you take it along with you. So you print the confirmation page, you take the service form along, school transcript, you take your financial statements, school certificates, the certificate your school gave you when you graduated. You take your I-20, very important, you have to take your I-20. And then some people take their date of their birth certificate. For me, I also had an issue with my name. My school didn't spell my name correctly, so I had to go back to the school for them to give me another letter confirming that I am the one. So you need to make sure that you do all your due diligence to ensure that all the important things that you need to go to the interview are secure, so that if you have any issues, you make sure you get documents that prove that you are the one and you're not impersonating anyone. So once you have all these documents, keep them in a file that is clear, that you can carry along with you while you go. And also don't forget to take your passport, very important, because that's where they will stamp and then all the good stuff. You have to take an American size photo. If you can't find anyone in your area that takes the American size photo, you can wait and then go to the US embassy. As I mentioned earlier, there are some guys over there who take the American size photo, which is the best size, the accurate size. So you might want to just relax and then go there and take your picture, because if it's not the correct size, the security guys wouldn't let you in. So after you've gotten your date, what you have to check the time. Are you going at 8:30, 9:30, 7:30? Because that's what would tell you when you're supposed to be at the US embassy. Now it's important to go early because there's a queue. So you want to go early so that you can be part of the very first people who get to enter. So that is very important. Make sure you have the date in mind, then you can enter. So you show the security guys the confirmation page that shows that I'm supposed to be at the embassy today for an interview. Then you show them your passport as well, and then they will let you in. So once they let you in, now it's like the most important part. The visa interview itself lasts less than 5 minutes, 2 minutes tops. So it's very important for you to understand what it is that you are going to do, why you chose the school, all these important things. So what some of my friends did was to have someone interview them. So if we are friends, I would just say, can you be the one to interview me? Like we do when we are going to look for a job. You just let someone ask you questions and see how you respond to them. If you don't have the best answer, then you work on your answer so that you can be able to convince whoever it is. So your documents are not enough to convince them that you are going to do this or that. They need to also see you, hear from you, and all of that. So the questions that you would most likely be asked would be, so for me, for instance, I was asked about why I want to go and study, and then what else? I think I was asked just 2 questions. why I chose the University of Cincinnati and why I chose the course. Yeah, that's the two questions that I was asked, which I responded, and then he said, I am approving your visa. So the most important thing for you to know is why you are going to the school, what it is about the school that you like, why you choose to study abroad, who is supporting you, for people who have have funding, for people who need to show some financial proof. You need to be able to speak about who is going to support you, how the person is supporting you, why the person is going to support you. You also have to look at questions like, being very sure about your course. For instance, the person interviewing you can be like, you are going to study mass communication, right? When in fact you're studying computing, you should go on and say, no, I'm going to study computing. That tells the person that you are very much aware of what you are doing, and you are good enough, right? I think one other thing that many Ghanaians do, I don't know for other countries, is that they have the fear of, no, I'd rather a guy interviews me, or I'd rather a lady interviews me. When you do that, it affects what you're able to present, because you're already tense because you don't know what the outcome would be. So reduce this tension by not being interested in who is interviewing you, but be interested in what you're able to say to the person. That's what's most important. Not about, is a guy, guys are nicer, or is a lady, ladies are nicer. No, just focus on your responses, because it can easily throw you off. I saw that with the guy who was right in front of me. He was thrown off because he was trying to get, I could see that he was trying to get a certain guy, a certain lady to interview him, and then he was just like, and she wasn't the one to interview him, because you have to go to the next available teller. Is it teller? The next available cubicle, if I can call it, because the interview place is like cubicles. So the ones, all those behind you would see. Sometimes they can even hear. I think I even overheard a lady who was asked about why the person, her sponsor would sponsor her. A sponsor would sponsor her. Yeah, but then like, why would her sponsor want to sponsor her? So because of these kind of things, like, you need to be very careful. You don't want to be thrown off. And I think the guy was even rejected. I don't know, like, I can't remember, but then sometimes. So just take away, eliminate. You can't eliminate totally, but then reduce these kind of things that go on to throw you off and affects the way you are able to speak. So just relax. It's hard to say relax, but then you need to relax. You need to put yourself together so that you can be able to respond to the person. He's human. He or she is human. So relax and then speak, right? So when they are done asking you the questions, they will just be like, I'm approving. They will just say, I'm approving your visa. Come and pick it up the next day at a certain time. So once your visa is approved, they will just so this is how the visa looks once it's approved. I don't know, this red thing, I don't know. So it's basically, and then you just have this, like, stuff in there. So that's just it with what you need to take with you to the interview. Just pray. Like, I remember I just prayed. I wasn't even practicing my questions whilst I was in the queue or anything. I was just praying because I wanted God to guide my speech. For Muslims, there's this dua that says, Rabbi Shahli Sadri wa Yassirli Amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli, which basically is asking God to guide your speech, guide whatever that comes out of your mouth, so that the listener would, warm the person's heart or something. So I urge you to pray. I urge you to be very diligent. Don't take anything for granted. Get your documentations right. Don't have conflicting answers. Have your right accurate information, so that Bismillah, if this is written for you, you would find it easy. For all those who have had to try multiple times, I pray that Allah makes it easy, because you need to also understand that there are times that you'd have to try more than once to be able to get in. So that there's also that possibility, but I do hope that you get it on your first try. And yeah, so till we meet again, do well to subscribe, comment, and all the good stuff. Assalamu alaikum.